Matthew 1:18a says, "Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was disposed to Joseph." Joseph was sweating in cadence with the rising and falling saw. With the room finished, he planned to build a couple of small pieces of furniture for Mary. He sawed through the fourth length of a table leg and it dropped to his feet. Now, he couldn't afford furniture for their home, but with everything he learned from his father, he could build it instead. And all that experience was serving him well. For the past year, Joseph had been preparing for the day he would bring Mary home as his wife. Oh, he had known her since they were small, but only in the past several years had he begun to notice her. His father and hers had met on a number of occasions, none of which interested Joseph initially. But after her father brought Mary to the house, Joseph started paying attention. A year ago, they made it official. The betrothal ceremony was short and simple. With the exchange of gifts and words, they were legally bound by promises. Much had happened since then. Joseph began building a room onto his father's house, which would be his and Mary's, their own room. Now, at first, it was awkward thinking of Mary as his wife, but after spending nearly a year working on the room, he could hardly imagine being there without her. With the job nearly finished, he had proven himself a faithful and worthy husband. He eyed the cut stone and the framed window. It was no palace, but Mary would not complain. They'd spend their whole lives in this tiny town, and no one they knew were accustomed to luxury. Besides, Mary was not demanding, but helpful and kind. She had proven it again several months ago when she left Nazareth in a hurry to help her elderly cousin, Elizabeth. It was a bit unusual to see Mary rushing off. She seemed distracted and concerned about Elizabeth. He wondered if she was ill. Mary was a girl who respected and cared for people, so he shouldn't think it unusual at all. She assured him that she would return before the wedding, but she couldn't say exactly when. He sanded the splinters off each leg of the table and fit them into the rounded table top. It wasn't fancy, but it wasn't common either. Her approving smile would be worth the work. He expected her to return any day. Their wedding was approaching fast, and he was anxious to show her all that he had done. Things had gone so smoothly, he was sure the table would be a pleasant surprise. Joseph was a righteous man, such a man we would expect God to smile upon with the blessings his hard work and obedience had earned him, but blessings cannot be earned. We fall into the sticky trap of disappointment when we expect to earn special favors from God, but we are so prone to it. We are sometimes motivated to obey God in order to get what we expect from him. Our responsibility is not to tell God what he owes us, but to place ourselves under the orchestration of his overreaching plan and let him direct our actions. He is eager to bless his children according to his plan. Dear Lord, thank you for the times in life when things aren't sailing smoothly. It is a rest for our minds and a gift from you. Though we are less inclined to lean into you when we have few reasons, help us remember you are good and sovereign in the smooth sailing as well as in the storm. Amen. And thank you for listening this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow.